Thank you, Tom. Ross Glatzer has been chairman of Sun City's Neighborhood Rep Council for the last couple of years, and recently he came up with the idea to invite the Wounded Warriors amputee softball team to Sun City, and then he organized it, and that was an excellent event. So we weren't here because we went to Atlanta, but Ross Glatzer, let's hear from you, please.
Thank you, Karen. After hearing the 3 presentations in front of mine, I said to my wife, I'm not getting up. And just to clarify the Wounded Warrior portion, it was phenomenal, and you never do things by yourself. Artie Smallwood, the softball club, and 250 volunteers on that very special day hopefully created a memory for everybody all 3,500 people who bought tickets to see these guys. And I must tell you, pardon me for going over my 3 minutes, but I must tell you that we had them speak at the veterans meeting, the founder of the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team. They all wear prosthetics, at least one. And they got standing ovations there. We took them to Savannah the night after the game, because I asked them, don't they get tired of the rubber chicken circuit? And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, how would you like to go? We'll go and eat at the best ESLL approved place. It's called the Crystal Beer Palace. And then we'll go to the Savannah Theater. And they made a big deal about them at the Savannah Theater, and it was very, very memorable. Here's my story about this. And I know Karen, by the way, the last name is Glatzer, but that's okay. I'm a steak and potatoes guy. 5 months ago, you would have never thought I would be standing here talking to you about this. I love steak, I love potatoes, I love pasta, I love chicken, and I loved cheese, which of course would disqualify me. And Karen would pretend she never even knew me at any point in time. I never ever ate cooked vegetables, not in any way, shape, or form. Didn't want anything to do with them. So that was the starting point of my relationship with ESLL. My wife has type 2 diabetes, and diabetes is an insidious disease. She had a strong interest in wanting to get better, and she was interested in this new thing called ESLL. I had a meeting scheduled with somebody else out in front of Pinckney Hall, and somebody else didn't show up that day, but the 2 biggest cheerleaders for ESLL did, Leslie Haas and Jim Smith. Hey, you guys got to come to our meeting. And I said, okay. Shoot, I'm thinking, oh, my wife wanted to go. What's to lose? We'll come to the meeting. So 5 months ago, we came to the first meeting, and I was blown away by the intelligence of the presentation, starting with Karen. It was an intelligent presentation. It's an intelligent subject. And I kept thinking, how marvelous. You've got 3 sisters. 3 sisters bought into this. And I'm sure one convinced the other, and the 3 of them came and created this thing that there are now 600 people a part of, including me. And I thought, that is just absolutely marvelous. So how did we begin this lifestyle? What my wife and I usually do, we jumped in. And immediately, as my wife was explaining this program to our 3 wonderful sons, those 3 boys said, we're taking Beth's dads out of this in a week. And I should have bet them. So we started this 21-day Kickstart program. And of course, as you've heard Karen say many times, you start by watching the film Forks Over Knives. And I watched it, and I had the same reaction that you did. It was sobering, it was dramatic, and it was different. But the more I thought about it, I started asking myself, well, if I were a head of marketing for the meat industry or the dairy industry, I bet I could come up with knives over forks. I mean, something that would counter all of this. So I had to see for myself if this was going to work. And then before the 21-day thing started, we went on that marvelous grocery tour with Mary Lou Beavers. That was absolutely tremendous. She, of course, destroyed everything that I had grown up loving as we went down one aisle. I would hold it up and she'd go, And by the time we were done and she had taught us all how to read the box, I was putting it back. So we got home and my wife said, we're going to the pantry. We took almost every single thing out of our pantry, put it in bags, and made Bluffton Self-Help really happy that day. And then we went into the refrigerator and pulled everything out of that. We invited some people over and gave it to them. That was our starting point. I have eaten more baked potatoes in 5 months than I have in my whole life. No butter? No problem. And I'm really talking to the men in here, and hopefully the men to come in this club. No butter? No problem. I like Worcestershire sauce. I'm a steak guy. So if I can't have steak, heck with it. I'll have Worcestershire sauce is my butter. So when I get my baked potato, I put Worcestershire sauce on it. Anything that we cook, and you definitely say that with me, it's euphemistically, I use Worcestershire sauce on it. I didn't know a pot from a pan. Absolutely not. I enjoyed Leslie Haas's cooking class. I actually learned. She didn't realize how much I was going to school. She'd hold this thing up and say, now what do you call that exactly? A pot? Oh, okay, got it. Now I am almost a sous chef in my own kitchen. So to end this, 7 weeks in, we've been on this 5 months. 7 weeks into this program, I coincidentally had a blood test scheduled. So I thought, well, it's too early to see anything that could come out of this, but what the heck? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's do the blood test. They did it. And this is what the results were for me. My triglycerides were down 75 points. My cholesterol was down 13 points. And for me, my PSA level dropped 2 full points, which was a big deal. And I just absolutely could not believe it. I did not get into this to lose weight particularly, but it just happened. So in 5 months, I've lost 25 pounds, and I feel great. And all the things that everybody says, they feel great, they're alert, and this is just an absolute plus to our lives. And I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all 4 of you who shared your stories with us tonight.